Hey everybody, it's the Salty Pug Lord. How y'all been doing? Well, it's time for some more footage of the MW5 demo. So I'm going to try and throw myself in over my head, do the hardest mission this time, and you guys all get to laugh at me and watch me get my mech dad ass kicked. I'll probably need to cut out some mech lab footage, because I'm going to spend a lot of time tweaking and tuning mechs before I go into the mission, to try and give myself the best chance. If I do cut that out, then I will put it in a separate video, but for the moment, let's try and get into some action. So this one is difficulty 90, this should be the hardest mission, and it's also a 400-ton mission, so I guess they're expecting you to take 400-ton mechs. Yeah, this is where I'm probably going to cut it, so you guys don't have to sit through and watch me tweak a bunch of mechs, so be right back. I did sort of a mech lab video before this, talking about why I chose what I chose up here, and how I customized the loadouts on these first two mechs a little bit. I did not customize the loadout on the second two, so they probably have too much back armor and some other problems. In any event, this is the gameplay video, so why don't we get to the gameplay, and we can see how badly I can get my mech dad ass kicked.
It looks like friendlies are already engaged with hostile forces. Their survival is not our priority, but there's always safety in numbers in a combat zone. We should do what we can to help them out. They will make earning our combat bonus all the easier the longer they stay in the fight.
Override engaged. Target acquired.
We're on your 6, Commando.
Oh, way out of range. I wasn't even close.
Target acquired.
Mech down.
Target acquired. New target acquired.
Focusing the shared target.
Target
We'll
acquired.
obliterate that target and pop that blood bag inside it.
Well, looks like we couldn't save our ally.
Acquired.
We've got your target, Commander.
This guy already has a weak leg. I don't know why they were focusing on this guy when I told them to focus over here. Interesting. Ah, sorry. Sorry.
Target destroyed. Target
Lance target
acquired.
confirmed. Firing.
I don't want to waste a lot of ammo on these guys early in the campaign, so I'm just going to stick with lasers.
Target acquired.
Probably should have had arm
Moving
lock
in,
off.
Commander. Get ready for them.
Target acquired.
Shared target. Here we go.
Ugh.
Enemy mech eliminated.
Target acquired.
We're on your target, Commander.
When we have a pause in the action here, I'll talk a little bit about some things I did to try and make the response a little snappier to giving orders. I can't talk and shoot at the same time.
Destroyed. Target acquired.
Firing on the Commander's requested
New
target.
acquired. New
I got
target
it.
acquired.
Target
destroyed.
mech eliminated.
Target acquired.
You may notice I'm not using my SRMs at all. It's because I can't move my fingers off the movement keys. in order to, you know, get up to the 3 key.
Scope is lining up with more targets converging on your position, Commander.
Where?
Stay frosty.
Acquired. New target acquired.
Hostile neutralized.
Acquired.
Copy. We're on it, sir.
Ugh.
Target destroyed. Target acquired. New target acquired.
Now, these slower guys, I can use the SRMs.
Destroyed.
Okay.
Target acquired.
Target received. Engaging.
Hostiles inbound.
Target
Brace for
acquired.
contact, Commander.
Destroyed. Target
Moving
acquired.
on land target.
Target
Destroyed.
destroyed. Target acquired. New
Requested target ID
acquired.
received. Engaging.
Destroyed. Target acquired. Heat critical. Target destroyed.
Boom. Very happy with the
Visual
heat
contact
performance.
Just cross the perimeter, Commander.
Target acquired.
Expect company soon.
New target acquired. New target acquired.
This is just like... I need cover. I'm getting chewed up by...
Focus target received, Commander.
New target acquired.
So if you're getting the feeling this is all pretty quick, you're right, it is very, very quick. It feels very, very dynamic in spite of the slower movement speed, or maybe because...
New target acquired.
Copy
Target
on cam
destroyed.
target.
Target destroyed. Target acquired.
Focus target has been updated.
Trying to tank a little bit with that left arm if I can.
Target acquired.
Shit, I think I hear another dropship behind me.
Kill quota has been reached, Commander. Rendezvous with us at the extraction point when you're ready.
Wow, okay, so that was just like straight into a meat grinder. No moving from point to point, just... Ooh.
Acquired. New target acquired.
Let's get that thing.
Okay, bonus round. And I'm gonna be a total coward and sit behind my friendlies here. Maybe I'll try and run some interference.
Destroyed.
Good.
Target acquired. New target acquired. Destroyed. Target acquired.
except for a stupid little tank. I think the minimap looks clear. Nice, good shot.
Bogies, heading along a trajectory that intersects with your position.
Where?
Target acquired.
Shared target engaged.
Wilco, focusing fire.
Tank a little bit with my right arm, which still has some armor on it. Again, seek some cover.
Target acquired.
Copy, Commander. Land target confirmed.
Target destroyed. Target acquired. Target destroyed. Target acquired. Target
Enemy reinforcements are spotted in the area.
God damn, does it
They
just
look
never
like they're
stop?
heading your way.
Is this just... we keep throwing mechs at you until you fall? Is that 3 or 4 squads that we've actually...
Target acquired.
Copy. We're on it, sir.
New target acquired.
should have used an Artemis SRM.
Target destroyed. Target acquired.
Let's get that right arm tanking a little bit while I hit this guy. He's almost done. Boom!
Target destroyed. Target acquired. Target destroyed.
Nice. Okay, come on. I got more.
Looks like you've got their attention. I'm showing multiple hostiles incoming on your position.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Target acquired.
Shared target identified.
Target destroyed. Target acquired. New target
We're on your target,
acquired.
Commander.
Ah, they got my arm with a good amount of lasers.
Destroyed. Target acquired. Target destroyed. Target acquired.
We're on it,
Acquired.
Commander.
I lost all my lasers.
Target destroyed. Target acquired.
Obliterate this target and
My CT's
pop
open.
that blood bag inside it.
Pretty much all my weapon systems are gone at this point. So I am in the unenviable position of hoping that my friendlies can actually take this guy out, which, let's face it, the AI has not been good thus far.
Recon reports additional
Target
forces
acquired.
entering the engagement area.
Now, this is just ridiculous.
Target destroyed.
I'm dead for sure. I don't know how we are supposed to win this
Fire on the
encounter.
commander's requested target.
Is it 4 or 5 lances that we faced off against so far? I guess that's the point of this mission, is just keep going until you drop. So we'll head for evac, and I'm certainly almost dead, so we'll just command these guys to come with me.
Copy, your target.
Target destroyed.
Sorry, sir. Unable to target.
No, don't target, come with me.
Pick up, Commander. Welcome home.
Alright, well, a challenge indeed. Again, I wish I'd been able to fire my SRMs, and I wish I'd taken an Artemis SRM launcher. It was a bummer when I lost my lasers. Those are good damage dealers, and I do have the cooling to make them work. Again, although the movement is slower than MWO... Excuse me, had a little bit too much caffeine here. Though the movement is slower than MWO, it is very hectic. There's a lot going on. Your screen is constantly full of either big or small enemies. And, yeah, I mean, I'm still having fun with it, honestly. So, I do feel like... Let's see, damage taken. You can see these guys are not taking a lot of damage. I do feel like the AI are a tiny bit cowardly. And I have put the sort of send command to entire lance on my thumb shoulder button on my mouse, and also the fallen behind me command on the other shoulder button, so I can, for instance, I can press the mouse shoulder button twice in a row to order my lance to attack my target. So that's very quick and, you know, no problem. Likewise, if I want them to form up behind me, I can push one of my shoulder buttons and then the other. So that's a pretty nice way to command your lance, and it works pretty well. I do recommend it. It does mean that you can't have weapon group 3 or 4 on those side buttons, which not really a problem in my opinion if your middle mouse click could actually fire, you know, weapon group 3. So while I'm here, let me just see, you know, that little thing where holding down shift didn't really do by 5 armor in the mech lab was seemingly fixed overnight. Perhaps there was a fix overnight for the problem with the middle mouse button. Let's go take a look. If you want to take a look at my damages and such, by all means, take a look at them here. I think I performed okay for the kind of mech dad that I am. And, yeah. Okay, we'll go ahead and exit to menu, since we are not going to worry about losing the mech builds. And we'll do options, controls. So there's a kind of an annoying thing where if you try to bind a key that's already bound, it tells you, well, no, that's already bound to something. But in this whole huge list of commands that's like 4 pages long, it doesn't tell you what it's bound to. In MWO, they figured out, like, oh, it should ask you, do you want to rebind and lose the old binding? And of course you always do. So that's another piece of feedback I would have is, please, when I try and bind a key that's already bound, let me do it and just say, are you sure that you want to unbind the old binding? Yes, of course I'm sure. So let's go ahead and look at the weapon fire groups. Fire group 3. So middle mouse is something that you can do right now. It's cycle zoom, but I'm going to remove that binding and apply. Okay. And now I'm going to go back up here, and I'm going to click my middle mouse button, being very careful not to scroll the mouse wheel as I do it. And as you can see, it just said, oh, well, now there's nothing bound there, even though you clicked the mouse wheel. And if I try to do it again, it's going to say that's already bound, even though middle mouse button is not in any of these. So watch this. Key is already assigned, even though it's not. Let me give you the slow scroll through so you can be sure for yourself. Okay, so that's something that other people have mentioned on the Discord. I'm sorry if I'm shouting in your ear, the music is kind of loud. And I think it will be fixed. It's also a little thing. On the scale of things that I think could be fixed about this game, this one is pretty trivial. It's just more annoying than the other trivial things. So, there you go. I hope you enjoyed that gameplay. I certainly did. That was, I believe, the most challenging mission, and I think I did okay for a mech dad. I don't want to claim that was any great shakes, but I did better than I thought I was going to do. I think I got my... I thought I believed I was going to get my ass kicked, and it looks like I didn't, so that's a good thing. Alright, that's gameplay video number 2. I hope you've enjoyed it. Questions, comment, whatever, go ahead and drop something in the comments below this YouTube video. And I hope that you are staying salty, my friends.